Barikiwa Studio.
Uyite wudugenya tangi wudugenya musona John Jakaresa musona Clement Koli kapuda sembo imusona kofima kadori wo migori sona Asewo kapa koruth Nyasaye mae ndalo michiwo go wasigu te
Hi guys, and welcome to our first video tutorial of discrete mathematics. Now on this video tutorial we are going to be measuring our discussion on set theory. Now let's begin by the definition and what is set theory. Now, this is what set theory is. Set theory is a branch of mathematics which deals with the study of well-defined object, which may or may not be mathematical in nature. I'm repeating. Set theory is a branch of mathematics dealing with the study of well-defined objects, which may or may not be mathematical in nature. A point to note, you may ask yourself, when was this theory discovered and by whom was the theory discovered? Now the theory was first discovered by a German mathematician and logician by the name George Cantor in 1874. The theory then developed out of George's investigation based on his project, which was basically dwelling on the study of discrete sets, and the development of this theory continued till the year 1897. In this video tutorial, we are going to dwell on the following subtopics. 1. We are going to talk of a set. 2. We are going to talk of types of sets. And 3. We are going to dwell our discussion on what we call cardinality.
Yes. Ready?
Kadongo. Chukua hiyo. Ni kituki. Kituki.
Let's go one on one into each of the subtopics, and let's begin with asset. Now, what is asset? Asset is a collection of items or objects arranged in ordered or unordered manner. I'm repeating. A set is a collection of items or objects which are arranged either in ordered or unordered manner. And the items in a set are what we call the elements. It's also important to note that elements in a set are represented or are enclosed in what we call curly braces, and this is how a curly bracket looks like. Let's go straight into types of sets. Now, what are some of the types of sets? It's important to note that there are 4 main types of sets, and this include the following. Type number 1, we have what we call finite set. Type number 2 is what we call infinite set. And the third type of set is what we call the universal set. And the fourth and the very last type of the set is what we call an empty set or a null set. Now let's proceed into finite set, and you may ask yourself, what is finite set?
Hallelujah.
A finite set is a set with known number of elements, a set whose number of elements can easily be ascertained or can easily be determined. That's what we are calling a finite set. For instance, a set of even numbers given, for instance, set A, containing elements like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's now therefore very clear that set A has got 5 elements. Or rather, you can also be given maybe set B contains elements like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A case where you can easily be able to tell that such particular set contains 6 elements. Now that's what finite set is. A set with known number of elements. Let's proceed to infinite set. You may also ask yourself what the meaning of infinite set is. And this is what the meaning of infinite set. Now, infinite set is now the opposite of finite. And from the term infinite, simply means endless. Now, infinite set is a set whose number of elements cannot be ascertained, or a set with unknown cardinality. The term infinite comes from the noun infinity, which means endless or unknown. So getting the cardinality of infinite set is like dividing a number by 0. And think of the result you are going to ascertain when you divide a number by 0. The result is endless. Our next type of set is what we are calling the universal set. And what is the universal set?
Yes.
Now, universal set is a set that contains all elements under consideration and without repetition. That simply means, and underline the term without repetition. That means that regardless of whether two or more sets making the universal set contain similar elements, then in the universal set, the similar elements in the individual sets will only appear once and will not repeat themselves. Given that set A contains elements 0, 1, 2, and 3, set B contains elements A, B, C, and D, and set C containing elements -2, -1, 2, and K, find the universal set.
Mashabiki wa Biblia. Tropesi bino merci.
This is the solution. The universal set denoted by symbol U will be containing elements -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, and K. Note that we can see very clearly element 2 appears both in set A and set C. However, in the universal set, it only appears once, and that justifies the meaning of the statement without repetition. The next type of set, and the very last type of set, is what we are calling the empty set. What is the meaning of the term an empty set? Now, an empty set is also called a null set, and it is a set that does not contain any element, and that's why it is called an empty set. Now, it's denoted by a symbol given here, and can also be as well represented using empty curly braces, a curly bracket without any element enclosed. Now the final area we are going to talk about is what we are calling cardinality. Now, what is cardinality? Now, cardinality refers to the number of elements in a set, and cardinality of a set is denoted by double slash with the letter S in between, or can be enclosed in a bracket, not a curly bracket, but a normal bracket. And letter S in this case represent a set whose elements are under consideration. Consider this example here. Given that set A has the following elements A, B, C, D, and E, calculate its cardinality.
Yes. Redija Kadongo. Chukua hiyo. Ni kituki.
Now the solution to this question is that since set A contains elements A, B, C, D, and E, then its cardinality, or its number of elements given as or denoted as double slash A in between, will be given as 5, because 5 is the number of elements contained by set A. Therefore, the cardinality of set A is 5. As simple as that. Otherwise, you guys, I hope have enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll just take this opportunity to thank you very much, and how I wish that we'll meet next time on another tutorial on operational sets. Otherwise, as we are winding up, there is a revision topical question here. You can take your own time or at your own free time to attempt. Otherwise, let's meet on the next video tutorial on set operation. Thank you very much, good people, and may God bless all of you till we meet next time. In Jesus' name, amen.